Alright, Darkwatch for the PS2. This game is a first-person shooter that takes place in the Arizona territory of the Wild West. You play as Jericho Cross, an outlaw who gets more than he bargained for when attempting a train robbery. Instead of finding gold, Cross releases Lazarus Malkoff, a dangerous vampire who had been captured by an ancient vampire hunting society known as the Darkwatch. Ironically, the Darkwatch was founded by Lazarus to battle a vampire invasion that destroyed the Roman Empire. Wait, you mean it wasn't lead poisoning? Conveniently, the best way to kill vampires and their zombie army in this game is with some high-velocity lead poisoning. After being turned into a half-vampire by Lazarus, Jericho is forced to join the Darkwatch to fight his vampire curse. The way that this game melds vampires in the Wild Wild West kind of reminds me of Vampire Hunter D. Supposedly there was supposed to be a live-action film adaptation for this game, but it never happened. The setting has the right feel to expand on the story, and even though there may never be a film, I think an animated series would probably be the next best thing. This game has a health and a regenerating shield system. It's really similar to the Halo games. Oh shit! Since your shield is part of your vampire curse, you won't have it while you're in direct sunlight, which is an interesting way to change up the game. I wonder if Jericho's clothes got stripped off if he'd immediately vaporized too. Other vampire skills you have are like the blood vision, which serves as a zoom, and it's also kind of like an infrared sensor.
You're just full of surprises, Jericho.
You also have a double jump that will allow you to maneuver the map. One problem I have with the jumping is that you feel like you're on the moon or something. It's hard to control where you go, and the floor surfaces always feel slippery. But it does work great as an escape maneuver if you want to drop some dynamite and then get the fuck out. For being a first-person shooter from the mid-2000s time frame, Darkwatch has some avant-garde ideas. This game will allow you to make decisions that will drive the story towards a good or evil ending. When Jericho finds a helpless person, he can save them or feed on them. Either choice will fill an experience bar that eventually unlocks new abilities. Some of these are staged for the story, but you can also find people that Lazarus has chained up and hidden throughout the levels, and they add to your experience too. This gives you a lot of incentive to explore the maps, which a lot of games are missing, and I think it makes it a lot more enjoyable of an experience. This game also has a primitive skill tree, which became the staple of the games like Borderlands. But there's really only one path for progression on each side, so I guess that makes it more of a skill V than a skill tree. Jericho isn't alone in his fight against the undead. He has his new Darkwatch partner, Tala, and Cassidy Sharp. Lazarus kills her early in the game, but her ghost follows you around and gives you helpful advice for the rest of the story. I like how this game doesn't fuck around with the nudity either. Other games usually have nudity as like a statue or a painting in the background or some shit, which is like, what the fuck anyways? If it has to do with making the censors happy, for the American-made games, the US Supreme Court already decided that video games were art. So why is game nudity so much more taboo than PG-13 movies? But if it's art inside of the art, then it's okay. What, is video game nudity like Inception or something? But that's too much Leonardo DiCaprio for one day. And no, Darkwatch said fuck all that shit. This game is in for mature, and the characters are getting naked, not just statues of them. You're getting a raw dog, titty-flopping, blood-filled, vampire-sucking, undead cowboy sex scene. Jericho, however, he can't be bothered to even take off his jacket. I like how Tala was voiced by Rose McGowan. Too bad she doesn't have an assault rifle on her leg. This game also has a tendency to introduce characters who it quickly abandons.
That's Agent Jared. Kinda crusty, but a good regulator.
Yeah, like he matters. Even Cartwright's character is only referenced a few other times, but never shows up again on screen. This false sense of depth was kinda disappointing. All these empty plot lines that go nowhere kinda reminds me of The Room.
Where's my money, Denny?
Just give me 5 minutes.
You want 5 minutes? You want 5 fucking minutes, Denny? Well, I got 5 fucking minutes.
There is a point in the game where you get the ability to choose which mission you want to do next. This was an interesting idea, but I don't think it was implemented too well. For starters, you don't get to preview the maps that you're going to, so it's hard to know what the right gun is that you should bring. I always choose the dual pistols anyways. Plus, the first mission on the list is the one that you're the most likely to choose, and when you go talk to the gun guy, he just tells you you're getting a fucking tank anyway, so fuck off. But you can't really bitch about that, cause you got a fucking tank. All the maps are pretty linear too, which makes this level select feature a lot less immersive. Again, these later games like Borderlands improved on this concept by having a much more open world. Since they used the Darkwatch Citadel as a base of operations, it could have allowed you to explore it a lot more too, like in Perfect Dark's Carrington Institute. Wasn't it always so much fun getting that crate and sticking it in the door so you could shoot a bunch of crossbow bolts in this dick's face? Yeah, who's the sarcastic ass now? Or you could grab the Slayer and then do the flyby rocket and you could fly around the Institute. Whoa, upside down. But in Darkwatch you're really restricted on where you can go, so you can't really have any fun like that. Probably my biggest complaint with this game has to do with the Ps2 controller. In every shooter I've played on the Ps2, the right stick always feels too stiff and jumpy near the center. I never have this problem with the left stick, which is why I always strafe into aim so often. And I've used several different controllers over the years, so I think it was just a general hardware problem throughout the Ps2's life. Aside from that and the slippery jump controls, everything else felt pretty good. The right and left D-pad buttons even let you lean left or right. It's not too useful here, but this would have made GoldenEye way easier rather than this R and C left and right shit. Your real goal in Darkwatch is to keep Lazarus from getting the Deadlight Prism. It's an artifact that allows vampires to walk around in the daytime. So what am I doing just sitting around here? I'm gonna go find this fucker. How the hell did you get out here?
Humans can't survive without men.
Hell, I can't.
The only thing that can protect you from a curse of the undead is something that was never alive.
Curse of the undead. This island is fucked. Alright. You win. That's far enough, Dingo. That prism's only big enough for one of us. You had a single-shot flintlock pistol and there were two of us. How'd you even plan on shooting the other one? You had a fire extinguisher. I don't even know where the hell to start with you. Alright, let's get back to this game. The enemies in Darkwatch aren't too bad, but they're not too bright either. Most have one strategy. Rush the fucking player. I usually find myself just walking backwards and melee attacking bad guys because the melee is way more powerful than bullets. Maybe it's because I'm playing on the shootist difficulty or something, I don't know. Some guys can survive a point-blank headshot with a sniper rifle. I mean, watch that, that's a perfect headshot. You can see his head goes back and to the left. Back and to the left. Look at this, for a standard enemy it takes 3 headshots to kill them. That's the same amount of bullets it takes to kill him by shooting him in the fucking knee! That is fucked. These banditos are pretty cool. Chunks of them will fly off when you shoot them. And these huge oozers. Oh man, that's violent. I love it. These keggers wouldn't be so bad if the standard pistol would blow up their barrels in one hit. But it doesn't, so I always have to have a carbine handy just for these guys. Needed 2-shot barrels can work in your favor sometimes though if you want to set up a sweet trick shot. Gang up on me, huh? Getcha! I think we can all agree that these banshees are annoying as shit. I like how they respond when you blow off their limbs. You really gotta hand it to me. Plus a well-placed headshot will knock them right out of the air.
Not a good time to lose one's head. Indeed.
The Braves are basically the exact same enemy as the Reapers, but they have tomahawks. Seriously, why is the melee so much better than shooting them? Maybe it's because you're beating them with a gun that has a cross on it. But wait, why is it that some of these bad guys can hold the guns then? Better yet, why can Jericho hold them? It says early on that the cross burns him because he's weak. Must not be that weak if he just carries a fucking cross in his hand everywhere he goes. The guns are pretty cool. You even get a rocket launcher or exploding crossbow. Unfortunately, you can only carry 2 guns at a time, which is common in these types of shooters. You can unlock different skills and abilities based on if you chose good or evil decisions. Some of these are pretty awesome. They'll give you invincibility for a little while, or they'll power up your melee. I found the convert enemy skill kind of useless, but the soul stealer, that's out of fucking control. It'll wipe out every guy standing in front of you, and the best part is, you can immediately charge it back up again from all the dead guys you just killed. Something that I can't forget to mention is the graphics in this game. During the cutscenes, everything looks amazing, but during the rest of the gameplay, it's pretty stale. Everything is very dark. Now yeah, I get it, it's called Darkwatch, right? But if the title was referring to the graphics, they should have called it Bland Watch. I've always felt this way about this game over the years, and I'm even playing with a slightly adjusted image setting to make it more colorful. The good news is that the music is very well done, and even remixes the theme from the good, the bad, and the ugly. There are plenty of well-placed musical cues that match what's happening in the game, too. What makes this game stand out the most is that it has some in-depth multiplayer features. I like how the game manual explains that you aren't really playing as Jericho, but you're still gonna have flashbacks and shit as if you were anyways. Okay. You can play through the entire story in cooperative mode, and there are some competitive features too.
I knew you'd say that.
It looks like you're gonna have to be Jericho, but not really Jericho. Oh, where are you going, Prism? Why are you gonna run away?
Or are you gonna get over like a little bitch?
Oh, you can't hide from me, baby. This map's too small.
Does blowing up brainless inanimate objects make you feel better, Dingo?
Alright, fine. Let's do some co-op. Maybe we can work together. Alright, you're supposed to kill the zombies, but not the people. Fuck! What the fuck, Prism? Did you just blow me up?
You said I could blow up the zombies.
This game is a great addition to any PS2 library. It's got a functional multiplayer, passable story, and it keeps you entertained. If you like first-person shooters, then check out Darkwatch. On that note, I gotta find a way to break this curse.